This setup right here made me about $2,700 trading this setup alone. Right, let me show you exactly what happened on this beautiful trade that we took yesterday in the morning and everything. All right, so from the forecast to the trade management and everything step by step. All right, so stick around and watch to the very end. All right, so let me show you what is happening right here. We had a very nice trade right here. We had a QML, we had a low, the higher high, and a break of structure. Then we had an Asian session. But before this, let me show you what was happening, right? So you can see that this trade was shared as a forecast right here. Initially, I was looking to actually take a buy from these lows right here. So I was expecting the market to come here and push to the upside, since the overall trend of the market at the time was bullish. So I saw a nice QML low, QML higher break of structure to the upside. Then we had liquidity right here. So what I was expecting was the market to pull back down here, take out the liquidity, and the Asian low come into my zone right here before it could actually go to the upside. That was my thesis. However, look, there was a level at this level right here. There was a zone above, just above the Asian session right here, which I overlooked, right? So what I had to do was go to the lower time frame. That level you're looking at right there is this level right here. So I was like, okay, it don't hit, since my idea is to actually buy this particular trade from this zone right here, from this zone. Therefore, let me sell into this zone so that once the market comes into this zone, I'll be able to buy, since the overall trend is bullish, right? You can see that the overall trend before this big push to the downside, the overall trend was bullish. So that's why I decided to actually sell when the market came to that order block right here. Let me show you why it was a valid order block, because at this particular time, the market was putting up lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs right there. So I was like, okay, I want to continue with this trend so that the market can come into the zone right here. And that's the reason why I executed. Now look here. We saw the market giving us a QML, a low, a higher high, and then we had Asian session. For me, the key indicator that I use is this Asian session indicator right here. This just tells me where the Asian session is. Most of the times, I don't trade, not actually, I never trade before the Asian session is taken out. So I always wait for either for the high or the low of the Asian session to be taken out. And that is extremely important. So once the Asian high has been taken out, there's a very high chance that the Asian low is going to be taken out. So once the market takes out the Asian high first, I'm looking forward to taking out of the Asian low. And if the Asian low is taken out first, most of the time the market goes back to take out the Asian high. So that's what I do basically. So once I saw that this was taken, then I looked at, okay, where is the nearest supply zone? I was like, okay, the nearest supply zone is at this level right here. That's the reason why I went to this zone right here. So if you can actually do this zone was like 2 pips. So I was like, no, 2 pips is too small. Let me double it to make it 4 pips. That's the reason why my stop loss was up above here. All right. So, and once the market came to this level, I executed from here. The market started to drop. It kind of hesitated a little bit. After some time, we saw the market started to drop. We went break even, and then just look at what the market did. The market went crazy in terms of just the back and forth on this trade was just crazy. The market was just going up, down. So we didn't know that it was actually creating more liquidity so that it can actually be taken out. So the market was just crazy, just went up, down, went up, down, went up, down, went up, down. This was very stressful emotionally, because you have to watch and sit and actually see this market go back and forth and everything. You can see the market came here, dropped, then eventually we saw the market now dropping. So my stop loss was 4 pips, and target, remember the target was based on this level where I was trying to buy from. So my target was like 53 pips. And then guess what? Eventually the market ended up coming all the way to my to my take profit right here, and the market just went crazy to the downside. It just continued to drop like crazy. And let me show you, right? So this was my initial forecast, and later on I was like, okay, I think I could actually sell. So when I decided to sell, and this is how it was, so it's like, okay, we're going to sell into this level so that we can buy. That was the idea right here. That was the idea. And then you can see that they also the DXY was also acting according to my anticipation in terms of like buying this so that we could actually sell the GBPUSD. And you can see that this was the trade when it was taken. You can see that this was the trade right here. We saw a beautiful before all that happened. We saw a nice QML, like I've explained. The market decided to react from here. We entered, and then 4 pips stop loss for the 3 pips target. After some time, after the market decided to move in our direction, we want our stop loss to break even, and then eventually the market came all the way to our take profit. Crazy, giving us a 1:11 risk to reward ratio, and I made about $2,700 on this particular trade right here. Just amazing. Look at how far this market has gone, guys. I think the dollar now is gaining some of the strength that it was actually losing. So you can see that the market ended up going, let me just say, if we decided to hold this particular trade, this trade would have been a 1:40 risk to reward ratio. 1:40 risk to reward ratio. That's how much the market dropped. Let me see in terms of pips. It dropped like 160 pips in one day, guys. That's crazy. Like 160 pips in one day. That rarely happens. Of course, yesterday we had some news event yesterday and everything. Otherwise, this is how it was. Absolutely insane of a trade, and congratulations to those that were able to actually catch this in our private community, because this was an absolutely banger of a trade. And yeah, that's how it is, guys. What did you do anything special in this particular trade? No, what we did was simply execute our proven edge over time. That's all. We didn't do anything special. We just executed our setup, and the rest was history. All right, so if you'd like to be part of that, there'll be a link down in the description. Check it out, and you'll be able to actually join us. All right, so it's just my hope that you actually found value in this video. If you have, make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section. All right, until next time, goodbye.